So I'm just going to run through the steps on how to configure iVcardo to drive the web booking interface. So just to get an idea of the information we'll be putting in. So what you're looking at here is one of our live client sites. So all of this information you see here needs to be put into iVcardo for all the service types. You can add destinations as well. That's all done in iVcardo. There's nothing on this website at all. And then any fixed prices that you put in will be shown here. My browser is set to British, but if it was set to Spanish, it would be in euros. So it's automatically translated. So depending on where the user is located, these prices will show in their local currency. And scrolling down, that's the information there. When they fill out this form here, they're taken to this page, and everything you see on this page again is going to be set up inside of iVcardo, so there's nothing to do on the website itself. The plugin talks to iVcardo, so every single bit of text that you see here all comes from iVcardo. Okay, let's commence. So we've just logged in. We've got our test site here, Acme Taxis. We'll go to Admin Dashboard. And we want to go to Accounts. Okay, so we've got our standard ones in here now. You can archive the ones that you don't need. These are the default ones that we add in. So what we want to do is we want to set up a customer account for the website, also the passenger app as well. Oh, by the way, if it's grayed out, you can't archive it because it's a default account. So let's go ahead and add a new one. We're going to call this website plugin account. Just give it an account number. To understand what this page does, go to the video tutorial to get more in-depth profile. So we're going to just have a look down here. So we're going to send a booking confirmation when a booking is made. Yes. We're going to tell the customer when the vehicle's en route and arrived. And then you've got some optional, if you've agreed to this SMS messaging terms, we can send text messages. Okay. Send tracking links in email and the SMS, yes. Okay, that's pretty much it, right? Now that could be, you could have one account that drives both the website and the passenger app. So that could be a website and app plugin account, or you could create a new account just for the mobile passenger app to book through. So that's that done. Now we go to our service types. So these are the services that we're going to show on the website. And these are these ones here. So we've removed the ones that we don't, the list view may be longer. All you do is archive like we have here. So we just want to show the services that we actually offer, and they will appear along here as well. Okay. So first thing we must do is to set prices. These are distance prices. Okay, so if you watch the video tutorial here, it'll give you an idea of what these fields do. So you just fill in accordingly. Okay, so that's step number one. You can have a global account matrix, which means that every account will run off the same price, or you can select the newly created account that we set up just a few minutes ago. Okay, so you can have a specific price for the mobile app and the website, or individual if you had a different account here. So that would drive the pricing, but watch the video tutorial there. Going back, so we have on the left hand side, we have edit. Okay, and so we have here the description. Now you can call it whatever you want. These groups need to stay the same. Okay, you can create new ones, by the way. You can go ahead and create new service types from here. Okay, but the grouping needs to stay the same. So you can name that whatever you want. You can have a long description, and I'll show you where that appears. So when they go more info, there's the long description. Okay. So you can always go to Ride Transfer Direct just to get an idea of what people would write. Okay. Is there tax applied to this vehicle? Yes. What's the vehicle age? You can ignore. Well, again, watch the video tutorial. I don't want to spend too much time going through the functions when the videos already exist. And as soon as you've added the long description and changed the name, the description if you want, you just click on Save. So work your way through the different service types here. Now you'll see on the right hand side the blue button called Web Options, so we're just going to open that. So a brief description. This is a kind of a shortened version of the long description, but and that goes on the email communications to the customer. So example vehicle, so if we go back to our service types, what they've done here is Mercedes C-Class or similar, for example, would be good enough, and that appears here. Okay. Can this be amended online? Yes, it can. What's the minimum booking hours? It's up to you if you want to enable people to book sooner or further into the distance, 24 hours ahead. This is important. Is it web and app enabled? Yes, it is. If you select no, then it wouldn't show on the, it wouldn't show on this list here. And how do you want to display the price? So you have two options. You can show per person, which reduces the price, or the minimum fare, right? So if we look here, you'll see from just $387 per person, but it takes 4 people. So it's 4 times $387. So if you selected minimum fare here, the price here would be 4 times $387, so £15 and something pence, right? Images to be displayed online. Not an easy one, this one. We can help you with it. We have some stock images, and I think our images are quite attractive. They don't have to represent the car that you're providing. They're just an example of what a standard saloon is, and a luxury saloon, executive saloon, or a minivan. So very, very important for the look and feel of the web plugin in your website. So assigning attributes. Okay, let me just go back to where you, spare me 1 second. So there's 2 types of attributes. One is an instruction. Okay, I'm going to show you where these is added in a second. And the other one would be a chargeable attribute. So that would be something like bottled water, a baby seat, I don't know, meet and greet possibly, but you can set up a pricing matrix to incorporate that anyway. So maybe that's not a good example. Let me show you where these are shown. So here we have, these are the attributes, these are instructions, okay? So best value, meet and greet included, free cancellation. I'll just give you an example of where that's added. So come back to our service types, and we've got attributes, instructions. Let's get a couple of examples. Best value, meet and greet, right? So we can go add new, best value, okay. We can go save, meet and greet. It's just an example, right? Included. Save. That's all we need to do, right? So coming back to our service type, we go web options again for the standard saloon, instructions. So we can say best value, meet and greet included, and that's the first 2 would appear in this list, okay? Then you can add free cancellation, whatever you want, right? But and they may not all be the same. So this one's like a luxury. This one says travel in luxury, but it doesn't say. It says travel in style here. So you can kind of build these out as to how you like them. All prices include tax is obviously an important one. So they're attributes, instructions. Going back, if we go to attributes chargeable, now these would be things like yeah, baby seat, bottled water. Um, so they have a price, right? So you attribute name, what you would charge the customer, and what's the tax element is a percentage. Okay, because sometimes attributes aren't taxable. So you just put the tax rate in there, whatever it is. Okay, so it calculates the price correctly. So that's a chargeable attribute. So we'll come back here to our standard saloon. We'll go back to web options. And we got our chargeable one. So we'll go baby seat, right? And obviously that has a price attached to it. So let's just go ahead and just run through so you can see where that would by the way, what I'm doing here is not connected to this, so any changes I make here are not being reflected. This is actually a setup, a live environment, just to give you a much better idea of where these moving parts go. So let's just say we go select, okay. So we come down to the actual booking form, and then you can see baby seats. This one's at £4.58 per way. So let's just put a return in there so you can see the return price. Sorry, it's not there, it's here. So I can say I want a baby seat on the way out and I want one on the way back, and of course that doubles the price and totals it up over there. So that's the difference between an attribute chargeable and an instruction. One appears, they appear in different places, right? So we're back on our, so just the brief description. So we covered long description. The brief description, by the way, is shown here. Okay. So this panel on your website will show the brief description. Okay. Long description I showed you is shown on the, when you actually select the more info button that we saw a little while ago. So just to cover, we've created our customer account. we've gone to the service types and we've created prices, distance prices for those service types for that customer account. Okay, so the prices that we set will appear on the website. The next step is to maybe create some fixed pricing. So this would be around, let's see if there's any. Okay, so we've got Barcelona Center and Barcelona El Prat Airport. So let's just have a look at those two shapes. Then we've got the airport just here. So you can go ahead and create manual zones where you have to physically click on the map, and we show you all the other shapes so you can tie up the borders nicely and make sure you're not missing any gaps in the middle, because it's important. From the airport, if this was a fixed price and this was a fixed price, if we pick up at the airport and we drop here just in between the shapes, then it would fall back on the distance pricing. Okay, so it's important that these shapes actually border. Okay, just something like that, just give you an idea. So there's no gaps in the middle. Okay, and then you can just, I wouldn't go too mad with this. I've seen companies that draw 300 or 400 shapes, but I don't think that's necessary. So let it fall back on the distance pricing when it goes beyond a special deal or anywhere outside where there's a shape. That's fine. The other way of doing it is to add an administrative level zone. So I'll give an example. I'll use one in the UK. So I'll go Harrow UK. So this goes off to the government's administrative version of that shape. Okay, that's the official government registered shape for Harrow. We'll do another one in another country. Nerca, Spain. Oops. Try and stick to ones that I've tested. Okay, and that's the official government registered shape of Nerca. And then obviously you have the zip codes in the US. You can type in 11070. I'm making it up, right? It probably doesn't. No, it doesn't exist. There is no zip code. Yeah, but so you can rely on the shapes of the governments. If you can't find it here, it's because for some reason Google haven't created that entry yet, or you'd have to go back and create a manual zone. Once you have created all your shapes, you can go to Generate Bulk Rate. Okay, we can select our customer, our website plugin account, and then we can say from shape number 1 to shape number 2, just happens to be Barcelona. Let's generate price. And all of the prices that you would have added in earlier in service types would be populated here based on the distance, and then you could just make slight amendments. There's only one price that was done in this dummy account, but it will give you an idea of what the actual price is based on distance, and you can obviously tune that down slightly. Okay, so that's probably a bit more money. That's probably somewhere in between the two, and then it's normally in line with. So you would just click on save. We'll just save that there. You can see it says update, save, save, save. So we've created our fixed prices for those shapes, and then you would just work through the different shapes that you have one by one. We've only got 2 here for the demonstration, but so we can go and see what that looks like. So we have our, let's just archive that random one there. So we have our website plugin customer accounts. These are the prices. So from Barcelona Center to the airport 45. So, and what it's done then is it's created an opposite version, which is from the airport to the city center for our different service types. And you can make small changes here. So if it's more expensive to pick up because you include some parking, you can go ahead and make those changes. And then when you're ready, just go save, 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 45, save. Okay, we'll just refresh that page so you can see. So it shows you the changes we've made, and it gives you the last time you updated them, so just to help you. So once you've created these, I'll show you where they're shown on the website because it's important. So it says routes to and from our popular destinations, and this is what would be seen, right? So let's try and find something that's a little bit easier to read. Yeah, it's everywhere at the moment. It's this company. So Valencia to Barcelona Airport. Sorry, Valencia Airport to Caude, Barcelona to Prats de Moyo la Presta. So this is where it's where these routes are shown. So when you're creating the names, you probably wouldn't want to use Barcelona Center. Sorry, BCN, because it shows on the website. So let's just have a look here. We're going to edit. Didn't need to do that. Hold on one second. Edit zone name. So it's Barcelona Center. Excuse me. Actually, Barcelona City probably. That would be Spain. Okay. And then we would put Barcelona El Prat Airport. And that's fine there. So those shapes there, if we go back now to our grid, okay, you can see it says Barcelona City to the Barcelona El Prat Airport, which is great. So on the website, that's exactly what it would say here. So it would say Barcelona City to El Prat Airport. Okay. So that's really important to make sure that you name these properly. And that's pretty much it, right? So we've just covered all of that. There is nothing else left to do. Obviously, you need your terms and conditions link, but that'll be done during the plugin installation. There is one other section here which we can cover in a separate video, but it's adding destinations. If you want to include that on your website, you probably already have something similar, but inside iVcardo it's done from hold on one second, web page management. This is so for our website plugin, let's just see what we can control. You can set up landing pages. So from here, for example, You can see that as I mouse over it, the bottom left-hand side, it's showing the URL. You can actually have a landing page for this route, which would see if we can find just view all. So I've just scrolled down just to find one here. So we have Barcelona El Prat Airport, Barcelona City, and you will see that if I open that in a new tab, that actually has its own landing page. Okay, so you can create landing pages for Barcelona El Prat to Barcelona City. There's 4 records, and then you would just copy the last bit of the URL, which would be something like that. Okay, and then you just select the return route, so you've got all records, and then save all. So it just makes it from an SEO perspective to be able to have links to other pages from your home page. It's about relevance in Google's eyes, and then you can have whatever you want. And then we've got the Barcelona routes down here. So this is all the plugin, right? So it will do all of this for you. It's got the destinations that are limited just to Spain, whereas on the home page it was the whole world. The routes here are just about Barcelona Airport, so no point showing anything else. So this is all the plugin. Everything you see here is the plugin. We can cover that on another session. The destination panel management. So we had go to our website plugin. Okay, see if I can find an example of one that's already been completed. Okay, so we'll just go to the right transfer direct client account, so you can see. So it's very simple. There's an image you can upload. You can tie it to a particular zone. Okay, the zones are the shapes that you've drawn here. Okay, you've got some header text. So this one is New York, NYUSA, and then a description. Okay, so you can add these, and then you can tie them to particular countries. Right, so that's tied to the country. Spain, that's tied to the country USA. Okay, and then on your web page, you can show. If I can just go back. Sorry, it's down. Right. Yeah. So then you can show them here. Okay. So they come up with the text and the information that you've put. So it just creates relevance in Google's eyes, because then when they're reading this, it is obviously all about Spain and Barcelona, and it ties into the landing page. So it'll help with relevance. Okay, that covers the whole session. We are in the process of updating the video tutorials. They should be relevant by the time you start this process. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get updates on when we create new versions of videos, because functionality does change, and it's good if you understand how the fields are used and the data that's required. Okay, thank you very much.